Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Ladies and gentlemen, here in Los Angeles, California, we are having a heat explosion, but nothing like what the rest of the country is experiencing. Record heat temperatures exploding all over the South, Midwest. And once again, I'm so glad that I am in Los Angeles. Sending out our prayers to you, though, those of you dealing with that heat wave, because it's crazy. People are an average of 15 to 20 degrees over the usual today.
Wow.
That's some crazy stuff.
Right.
Now, for us, it was an interesting weekend, you guys, because Juneteenth, which is now the celebration that we're all kind of getting used to, meaning different things to different people. And I was out, thank goodness, I was taken out to the Juneteenth celebration, pictured here in my Facebook. Anthony Hamilton, Billy Porter, Earth, Wind and Fire, Janae Aiko, Belle Biv DeVoe, Bobby Carson's friends, and a bunch of people. We were there. Vic, you were there too, right?
Yeah, I was trying to find you, man. You were in your live mode.
We were in the cheap seats.
See.
No, they weren't cheap seats. They were wonderful seats. But I think you were in the box, right?
Yeah, I was in the box.
And we made that in terms of show seating. We don't.
Yeah, wait, listen. I get it.
I know you do.
I get it.
That's why I want to clarify.
Wait. Yeah, somebody ever told you to get in the box? I got in the box. So.
Pull up to the bumper. They told me.
Hey, all day, man. And let me say this. I have to do this because why wait? I'm going to say thank you in advance. Again, Michelle Sargent, making it happen. Thank you. I'm going to say it
Redbone.
Jason Johnson, MSNBC. I'm also say, hey, Adrian Anderson, if you guys don't know. Trinity 5-7. And because they basically made it a wonderful event, and I was just coattailing. So there you go. So basically keeping it simple.
Well, take a look at some of my picture feeds here from the event right there. There I am, and there I am again. And then I had Bobby Carson with me. So let's take a look. Let's see if I can get this one for you.
Yeah, that guy's woman all over you. That's the one I saw.
See, the part I realized, he says, I'm not touching his shoulder.
I liked her. Michelle, give it up for Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle was having a good time. Michelle, people say, Mario, do people bond to you? I said, seemingly so. I'm not sure what happened on that one, but that was Michelle, and she was out there, and she was part of the Juneteenth celebration. Now, remember, Juneteenth really refers to a time that occurred in Galveston, Texas, from what I'm understanding, when the arriving Union general, over 2 years after the slaves had been freed, arrived because so many parts of the South were entrenched in slavery, and they actually just refused to tell the slaves that they had lost the war and that they had been set free. So 2 years later, a Union general rolls into Galveston to liberate the slaves and announces the end. And that is what Juneteenth is. So it's a sober kind of a holiday to me, like many. It's a sober kind of an experience to talk about, to think about, because it is a reminder not only of the transition from from slavery to freedom, but the fact that somehow individuals still managed to pimp another 2 years out of those poor slaves. Okay. Even in the face of having lost the war, which to me is a reflection of today's Trumpism.
Absolutely.
In other words, I want to acknowledge we've been fighting your granddaddy, your great-granddaddy, and your daddy, okay, and now you. Because some of you still want to hang on to another 2 years of slavery. And that's to me, what Juneteenth means. But it's different things. So, how about you guys? What were you thinking? Anybody gonna go? Amari, what
See, I got that look. See,
what, Amari? What's the what?
Hey, listen. I know
it's all right. We have different opinions on Juneteenth because we have different opinions on Kwanzaa.
Right.
Don't even get going on that. See, look, Amari said, "Oh shit."
Oh, watch out.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Can I get a 10-second pause?
Sure.
Just 10 seconds, real quick. Gina, I'm on the show live. You say anything, you better say hello to Mario first.
Hey, Gina. Gina is fine, so she gets to come in live. We can only get a picture, Gina. It's some old brothers. You got to be kind. Turn up the volume, Vic.
It's up. She's far away. Hey, Gina, I just did that. Don't worry, I'll call you back. But you VIP, so I had to put you there. So I got to go.
Is that on speakerphone?
Oh, she said, okay.
He didn't put us.
She wants me to say that she's easy when she goes out on dates.
No, that is not what I'm saying, Mario. You know
Also,
me, Mario.
Victor, technical
Mario,
malfunction.
I knock somebody out trying to say I'm easy. No, I'm talking about
No,
the day
girl,
I
we
called
know you ain't easy. In fact, we go the other way. You hard. You hard.
No, then I
hard.
go out with her easy, but
Hard.
You know I had to twist it up. You know
Pour
that.
water on a drowning man.
No, I want you to say, because I have my mom's caregiver, Taisha, here. I want you to say, remember how you used to tease me? I'm easy.
If you think I'm going to go into that voice, you got another thing coming. I'm going back to my
That
show.
sounds like something when y'all had some private moments. You were making Vic speak in tongues. She was making Vic speak in tongues.
Oh, man. Gina, I'll call you back because you set me up. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Gina's fine. Wish we had a picture.
Speaking in tongue, my brother.
Yeah, another one of them fine red balls.
Hey,
We
listen.
got a few of them out here.
Wait a minute.
We got a few different sizes, too.
See.
Different sizes.
Okay, let me say this. I went off track.
This is good news, bad news, and other shit. I guess that's the latter once again.
Right.
Other shit.
This was the other. And the reason why I did that is because you were thinking too long.
Well,
I do have a.
It's taking
I don't
you
have
a long
anything
time.
negative to say about Juneteenth. I'm
We
definitely
didn't-
about the
I didn't ask you for anything negative.
Well, y'all was looking at me like you
No,
thought I would have some
we just
opposing
waiting to
opinion.
hear the
I'm
great
glad to
Omari.
see so many black people were having fun all across the country.
Right.
The other part, I was looking at
Okay,
that.
you're the positive brother, Howard.
I mean, there's another
Howard
part.
brother.
I still think
Howard brother.
that was some bullshit by the Biden administration, the way the whole holiday came to being a holiday. But, that's just my black shit that I deal with daily.
So once again, Omar Bakari bringing the black shit. We want to make sure for the future, we might even title that for the segment.
My segment's going to be my black shit.
Yes.
Omari's black shit.
Special guest, Boondocks.
And political brother will come and be on your show. with
Huey
you.
for Boondocks. Undercover brother.
I get
So
it.
we basically glad with Juneteenth. We
Juneteenth, there's some happy stuff going on.
Okay, so Mario, the only reluctance we have was the impending commercialization.
Yeah.
That part. And the part that the federal government and the Democratic Party continues to think they could give us these type of, holiday. There's a show on Netflix now. Who We Are, I think is the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
A documentary by the Harvard attorney.
Yeah.
And he starts the conversation off by talking about the amount of cotton that was picked throughout the entire duration of slavery in America. And so he was able to put a number to it. So I don't know that a holiday compares to that shit.
And that's where, if you really want to compare, it's going to be hard. It really is going to be hard.
And then the other thing that happened, I think a lot of people may have missed, particularly people here in California, the state has taken on the issue of reparations in California. And not only did they pass it to some extent, but they've also made a decision on who, in fact, would qualify for whatever reparations the state of California awarded. And they certainly said that it would be Americans who were descendants of slaves, which is interesting because it takes on that whole ADOS concept.
Well, we were having a little private discussion about that because that's the whole issue to me. Well, it's not the whole issue. It's one of the secondary issues that come out of a discussion of reparations. Right. We need to do a whole show on that, Omari, on the specifics.
And probably on a regular basis because there's a lot to do. There are a lot of people who've done a lot of research. There are a group of attorneys who did a tremendous amount of work arguing the case in a variety of states. So now we're going to talk about Juneteenth and what it could possibly mean. Then that needs to be a big part of this conversation because, I have to say it like, fuck freedom. If we not benefiting from it,
freedom?
What is freedom in my people's?
Yes, that freedom that they had is that freedom.
No, so where's the economic justice that comes along with?
That's right, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
We want to be equal in this country. If you know the history of this country, you know our people built this country with whiplashes on our back. You know that all that cotton that they talked about was being picked, our people did it. My sister and I did enough research to discover that my great-great-grandfather and my great-grandfather, they were picking 20 tons of cotton a year at age 57. So, I'm glad our people had a day where we could celebrate, and I hope that this really continues the conversation about how we fix this, because it ain't going to be fixed. White people might never like us, and that's okay.
Well,
some of them will.
Well, first of all, ultimately, if things keep going like it is, the definitions become blurred, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no longer red, white, brown, black, yellow. Now there's varying degrees of mixture all over the place. Let's just say we're at a crisis time. We are acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Another crisis that's going on right now, which I want to acknowledge, is the current issues that are occurring in cryptocurrency. Right now, you're having pretty much a slide across the board. The number 3 Bitcoin, Terra, collapsed recently, and they're now on to Terra 2, resulting in some $45 billion or more, from what I understand, people losing. Then you've had the recent collapse, well, relatively, of Ethereum, which is the number 2 Bitcoin. But then again, you're seeing slides in not only cryptocurrency, but stocks, all kinds of investments across the board. I'm simply acknowledging the difficulty of our times and how it's reflected back down to the regular working class people, that a gallon of orange juice was like $12.
Wow.
Okay, a gallon of orange juice was $12. Things that you used to pay $3 and $4 have almost doubled in price.
Wow.
Gas is not just gas, it's food.
Yeah, the entire economy is like businesses are trying to make up for whatever they lost during that pandemic, and as consumers, we're biting the bulk of that.
Well, the people who are made 150% profit is the oil companies. So during the gas shortage, guess what happens? Mm-hmm. They make money.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things about California, the economy here, we have an oil economy, we have a huge agricultural economy, and in LA, we have tourism, sports, and entertainment, and food. Are all major economies. But when you go to the beach in California, one thing you're always going to see is super tankers. Super tankers coming here, not delivering oil. they're coming here buying oil. And my favorite beach, El Segundo Beach, is you just have a straight view. There's always 2 or 3 super tankers waiting to buy oil. So California has a huge oil reserve, one of the largest in the country, but yet, you can't say it's a government thing. It's an oil company thing, and they've always made money. They continue to make money. Here in California, gas is twice as, it's always, even when it was $4 here, everywhere else in the country, it was $2.
Right now, we're suffering through the highest gas prices in the country.
And the interesting thing here, more people rely on private vehicles than anywhere else.
And that needs to change.
We're not a public transportation society here in Southern California.
No, and again,
we want our cars.
We need that to change, and one of the first things to do is give us some public transportation.
Yeah.
So speaking of progress and moving forward, as it were, in this broadcast, we want to bring you an example of our own progress. We've been upgrading our broadcast and our programming. We've been testing out the Pax Stereo Starlink. So first of all, let me give you the latest reviews on the Pax Stereo Starlink, which we have reinstituted here at the compound. I did a speed test. Take a look at this right here. We were getting 310 megabits per second down, but more importantly is that we were getting 23 megabits per second up with a 44 millisecond latency. That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. And just so you know, to give you something to compare it to, when we get to 25 megabits per second, I can effectively stream 4K. I'll say that again. When we get to a consistent 25 megabits per second, I can effectively stream 4K. And that's what we're looking forward to being the first independent broadcaster, streamer, to stream at 4K. We're looking at it. We've upgraded all of our broadcasts now to full HD, 1080p. That's 1920 by 1080. Okay, that's how big, and it's coming now at 4 megabytes per second. We were doing it at 5 and more, as it turned out. Omari and I were testing. They actually requested me to turn it down to 4 megabits per second, and since they say that is the most efficient use of their system, that's what we're streaming at. But we're more than ready. We actually tested our system out at 10 megabits per second.
Wow!
And had a 30 in the low 30s CPU use.
Yep.
So just give it up for Pax Stereo as an indie. As an indie. All right. Well, that's pretty much the gist of it. We got a bunch of things to talk about today. We have a bunch of segments, and again, we get more coming from Mario Hemsley Victor Allen. Well, let's see we don't know what that was. Let's make sure this stuff is working.
I like that downbeat.
Mm-hmm. Are we about to listen to some
I don't
music?
know what we're doing. I think I might have had the stem. I had the stem cut off. Now. Yes, whatever. Mario's messing shit up.